Could you talk more on the challenges when you faced in terms of you were the CEO at the Actor Foundation when the transition was happening. So what are the challenges from a cultural point of view? One is the funding angle coming from a state funding to a federal funding, but what's the cultural challenges that your organization faced, and in terms of how did you deal with the new way of working?
So I think the biggest cultural challenge at Active, and it wouldn't be unique to Active, but we were a family-founded organisation. So an organisation that had always been passionate, had always been about the client being at the centre. But in the 70 years that Active had been going, what being a person with disability meant socially and in a community sense had shifted. And it can be really difficult for an organisation to make that same shift. So there's a lot of talk, or historically there was a lot of talk about caring organisations, and really the move, not just in disability but in other areas of community services, is to walk alongside the person you're supporting, not to have that paternalistic looking after approach. And that's a really big cultural shift. It may seem quite minor to the outsider, but to a support worker who has possibly supported somebody for 10, 15 years in their home, as in the client's home, the customer's home, and has probably, quite possibly, treated them as if they're their child because of the age disparity, now to being told, well, actually, this person, you're not looking after them. Your role in their life is to support them to do as much as they can possibly do for themselves. And it's a really big shift away from that paternalistic view.